Going over to the Green Bay Packers, what did you feel about their draft? I know they needed offensive tackle a little bit. They didn't get one until later. Aaron Rodgers, is he going to stick around? They went wide receiver in round 3. Do you think that they did enough to maybe make him happy?
No. I mean, that was the big story. Right before the draft started, and it was a story that I was alerted to back in March, but I found it so unbelievable and so far out in left field that I was like, I'm just going to leave this one alone. But obviously, the Rodgers situation has been building for some time. I don't think they did any favors for him or any favors to keep him in the mix with what they did in the draft by finally selecting a receiver in the 3rd round. Granted, most of the receivers were off the board by the time they were called to the clock at 29, unless they wanted to take in Elijah Moore or Rondale Moore. Elijah Moore of Mississippi, Rondale Moore of Purdue, both game breakers who went in the early part of round 2. I thought Eric Stokes at the top of the draft was an interesting choice. I thought there were better cornerbacks available, but he's tall, he's athletic, super fast, ran in the 4.2s during his pro day, has a great amount of upside. He's what the Packers want at the cornerback position. That Kevin King type of tall, athletic guy, just got to develop him. He's got a lot of upside. I don't know that he's NFL ready, but he's heading in the right direction. I thought Josh Myers, late in round 2, was an outstanding selection, a guy who I think can be a starting center for years to come. Amari Rodgers, not the fastest guy in the world, but very reliable. Short, you're going to use him in the slot. You're going to have him run crossing patterns. You're going to use him as a punt returner. Not a game breaker, but when he's got to get down the seam or down the flanks, he'll catch the ball as a vertical receiver, one of Trevor Lawrence's favorite targets last season. I love the pick of Royce Newman in round 4. They have him at guard. I think he can play right tackle. He's a big, tough guy, terrific run blocker who moves opponents off the line of scrimmage, does hold his own in pass protection, doesn't show great footwork, but does enough with his body positioning and angles to keep players away from the quarterback, to keep the quarterback upright. Terrell Stanton of Florida is more of a nose tackle who I think is a good fit for that position that the Packers play. Shamar Jean-Charles of Appalachian State, another bigger cornerback, better facing the action. You may have to kick him into safety, maybe use him in his own type system. I thought Isaiah McDuffie was great value. Isaiah McDuffie of Boston College was great value in the 6th round, a guy who's more of a pursuit, run and chase type of linebacker. And Kylan Hill in the 7th round, I don't know why he fell as far as he did. I had him as a 4th rounder. Kind of had an up and down season last year at Mississippi State. Didn't get along with the coach. Was upset that he was not carrying the ball as much as he wanted to. Was actually catching the ball more. But he had 3 good days of Senior Bowl practice. Had a good 2018 and even better 2019 when he almost entered the draft. I think that was a good pick for what is already a packed and stacked depth chart at running back for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, and I think, though, the one thing that we really wanted to see from him coming into 2020 was his ability to catch passes. So I think that's one thing that I thought was going to help his draft stock a little bit. I was surprised that he fell that far as well. How did you feel about their undrafted free agent?
Got to keep an eye on is Christian Uphoff of Illinois State. He's going to add depth to the safety spot for the Green Bay Packers, but more than anything else, he's a guy that's going to be an outstanding special teamer. I'm sure that they signed him as much for his ability on coverage units, both kick and punt coverage units, as they did for him in the defensive backfield. And it's something that's going to get lost among people, but it's something to keep an eye on.